What up? How's it going, everybody? We're going to be destroying some resumes again. Um, so go ahead and send them to that email down there. If you can, go ahead and blur stuff out, like your names, anything that would dox you. Go ahead and take that off. I'll prioritize those just because it takes me longer to do it myself before we can, start the stream. But otherwise, welcome aboard, everyone. I got to pull up chat. Chat. No, be quiet, Josh. About chat. I need a better thumbnail. I know. What up, Reckless? TJ, where do you share resumes? There. Go there. Email. Have it pulled up over here on this monitor that you can't see, but take off your names and stuff. We'll give it a second for people to show up. Just posting in Discord real quick. One second. Okay, how's everybody doing? What up, TA? What up, Alejandro? Ali, what's up? Yeah, if you want to be roasted, it's this email. What up? Programmer Slay, what's up? Okay, so we got one. We got one already here. Let's see. Did you get my email about the railroads? Maybe. Can you look at boomer CVs? Sure. You sent me a Figma link. Don't send me a Figma link if you can avoid it. Send me like the PDF. Now it's gonna make me sign in to look at your Figma and all this other stuff. Now I have to create an account to collaborate. Okay, sorry. What up, Armalite? They used to say never attach a photo to your resume, but LinkedIn insists on it. Yeah, LinkedIn is, I mean, they really, really, really want you to attach a picture on there. But it shouldn't be important. But LinkedIn has made that the new standard. What up, Game Moves? Okay, we got one. You did not. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll roast this one. This one's worthy of a roast. What's up, Gorillion? Sent you an anonymized resume. Okay, we'll do this one first, just because I think there's a lot of feedback that can happen. Ahmed, what's up? I'm good. How are the doggos? They're asleep. They're pretty good though. Is 48 considered a boomer? All right, so look, I say boomer a lot in all my videos. I understand that, very self-aware. But boomer is mindset, okay? Like people that just refuse to change, the people that fall into that logical fallacy of we've always done it this way, so we can't change, and we refuse to do it the new way and evolve. And like there's young boomers and there's old boomers. It's a mindset. Got to review them in your boomer voice. I will. I know that you guys are waiting for me to pull up a resume, and I'm about to. Before you click away, just hold on. The value's coming. I gotta blur this resume out though. Yeah, I think you're gonna get some questions on this, but sure. This is not a software application, but we'll do it. Here we go. You guys can see it. This is a HR recruiter. I feel like HR lady should come look at this, honestly. This is a HR resume, but okay. So the skills are at the top, which is good, except for I feel like you know more than this if you're a recruiter. What kind of software are you using? End-to-end recruitment. Yes, that is a skill, but what are you using to make that happen? I'd probably put those in here instead. Client management. Yes, that is a skill, but what are you using to manage your clients? ATS, applicant tracking system. We talk about this a lot. This is what like scans your resume for buzzwords, by the way. Be on the lookout, will do. What's up, Jellyfish? I'm the guy that raised my salary 5 times in a year. Right on, dude. Congrats. We have work experience here. I think this is fine. You don't have a LinkedIn or, I mean, you don't need a GitHub because you're not coding. Responsibilities undertaken. I think you could just put responsibilities. Yeah. Responsible for full cycle process for, okay. The responsibilities need some work. Conducting weekend walk-in drive events. Screening, shortlisting, and scheduling interviews. To be honest, it's difficult for me to roast this because I don't think HR people that do this recruiting, I don't know what the responsibilities are, really. I know that they recruit and they schedule meetings for interviews and stuff, but it just needs to be more detailed. This HR lady's downstairs behind me. She's telling me that it needs to be way more detailed. These are just too vague. Would you hire someone that sent this in? It's basically just saying, I've hired people before. I mean, where do I submit the resume? Grindreel@gmail. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is, it needs to be expanded on. I think we can agree on that. That's the email that you can submit it to. Let's do another one real quick. As a tech recruiter myself, he should list the types of positions he recruits for. True. Do you do HVAC resumes? I mean, we can. That one here. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, this one's got everything blurred out. Choice. Oh, it's just a screenshot? Makes it even easier. Can I draw on this? No. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's look at this one here. Here's the resume. They blurred it out. So we have skills up here. I would probably organize your skills into different sections. Front end skills, back end skills, project management skills. So like agile development and Git would go over to the project management section. Like just have 3 columns, one here, and one here, then organize them. Experience, looking fine. Collaborated with design team. Transition the website from WordPress to a custom PHP framework. If we could see links to the stuff, that would be great. But if it's like behind a login wall and you can't show anything, then I understand. Design, developed, and implemented various web applications using Elementor. I mean, Elementor is looked at like 50-50 because it's kind of like drag and drop, you know? But I would at least link to the pages, implemented various web applications, link to some of them. You did the 100 Days of Code challenge, that's cool. You got the skills you used for the projects, that's good. And I assume these are the links there, that's good. Education, perfect. I think this is fine. This is a good resume. Where can we send them? To the email right there. I couldn't draw on that one in the picture thing. Okay, let's grab another one. PDF is the best, by the way. What up, AS? I'm good. How are you? Should I anonymize my email? Yeah. Remove all the personal details about you. I don't want to dox anyone. Yeah, okay, here's a good one. This is a good one. It needs work. You're gonna make me okay. All right, yeah, sure. This one's been anonymized. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. So this is the resume. Ambitious front-end software developer with experience building responsive web applications. I think this is fine. It would be cool to have a link somewhere, and then typically you'd want to not stack these on top of each other. Maybe make a couple columns. You can have a little bit of formatting here. So education is at the top, BS in computer science. Honestly, we can just delete this, and this can come down to the bottom. Oh, what have I done? So we can come down here. We have skills and accomplishments. I don't think you don't get to count completing your bachelor's degree in 3 years as a skill, but it is an accomplishment. So if you want to have an accomplishment section, go ahead and have a section for that. I wouldn't combine them together. It kind of seems like you'd be double dipping a little bit, you know? Linda, we'll get there. We will get there. Okay, whatever. Experience in JavaScript, TypeScript, CSS, and others. So this could be a red flag. I have experience in JavaScript and other stuff. How does that sound to you guys? You know? Expand on this. Experience with common development practices such as Agile. Like, these are all good things, but you don't have to type this out. You don't have to make a sentence like this. Just, these are your skills. And then this definitely needs to be expanded on right here. Others, what others? What are we using? We using Figma? Are we using Zeppelin? What are we using here? I'm sure you know other software. Obviously, I'm not like sitting here messing with the formatting for 20 minutes because we have a lot of resumes to get through. But you guys hopefully get the gist. Secret clearance, that could be good. That could be good. I don't know if I would necessarily include this unless you were applying to a job that required clearance. But it's up to you. Front-end development, working with React. Okay, so what did you do with React? That's the question. So, like, what did you do? Managing a small team of developers. Okay, what did they do? Interfacing with the Department of Defense clients. How? Requirements gathering. I feel like this is part of interfacing with clients. That's typically what you do. You interface to gather requirements. Yeah, security clearance would be up here at the top if you're applying for Department of Defense work, government contracting work. Put your clearance up here. Developing new features, right? So this is what you put as what you did, or for what you did at this company. So, oops. What did you develop? Solving urgent client support issues. Like what? Performing various code reviews. I mean, that's fine by itself. Developing on a rapid release schedule. This is expected of you. I don't know if you can necessarily put you did this. I mean, I feel like every job is going to have a rapid release schedule. You know? Like, this is just part of being a software developer. TypeScript, Angular, VS Code, Jira, Confluence, these are all good. But I would take these and put them down here with your skills. Down here. Obviously, this is formatted terribly, but you get it. And then you don't have any links to any personal projects at all. You don't have any portfolio, and then your LinkedIn is not on here as well. So hopefully this has been helpful. We'll go to another one here. Okay, let's take a look. PDFs are the best, by the way. Yeah, you know what? This one's actually pretty decent. I think it deserves a look. This is from our boy Nick. There's probably like 15 Nicks, and they all got excited. Hold on. Many cases, you're not supposed to tell outside people you have secret clearance. If you apply to a job, you should, that requires it. You should tell them. But otherwise, I just kind of take it off. It's kind of like an as need to know basis type deal. Okay. Make sure it's double check. Okay. We're back in. So this is a software developer resume. And this is pretty good. We got GitHub, LinkedIn, email, portfolio link, which I assume you can click on this, and we can call you. Languages, Java, JavaScript. This is all good. The only thing I would do would be to maybe organize this front end and back end. That'd be about it. Technologies. I think maybe I would rename this to be like frameworks and libraries, and then Git version control. I guess it's a technology, but I feel like these are all frameworks and libraries, and then you have Git, which is just version control. So think about maybe organizing this. Education, that's good. I don't know when you started college. I don't know how old you are. 3.8 GPA, actually 4,000 IQ in the chat. Let's see. This is cool. So this is, I assume you can click on this eyeball and see like a preview of it, and then this is a link to the code, or this, takes you to the website. This is a good idea. I'd be taking notes. If you're watching this right now, this is a great implementation. They can see it, and then they can see the code here. This is perfect. This is exactly what hiring managers in code are looking for. Like, oh, what does he do? Oh, that looks cool. How did he code it? And then boom, they click on this. It takes them to the code. This is real good. And then we have the technologies used over here. Solid. I don't know. Do you get paid for this? Workshops and talks, co-lead? I feel like this is a volunteering position. I might remove this or put it in a different section that's like volunteering. Can you job hop your way into a 200K position? To be honest, you can job hop your way into 200K. Okay, that's what you want. You want the money, right? And you think that you can get 200K by being a CTO. You can get 200K if you can negotiate 200K. That's how it works. You're not capped by pretty much anything other than what you can negotiate with them. Like, sure, they'll have a budget for their position, but their budget can change. They might not want it to, but it can. Languages. Nick is just real smart, as we can see by the 3.8 GPA. Shout out to Nick here. I think this is good. Freelance web developer. I don't know. I would just maybe put contractor web developer, and then down here just put contractor, something like that. I feel like that would be a little bit more appropriate. Freelancer kind of sounds like, when you're a freelancer, do you ever kind of stop being a freelancer? I mean, would they think that you're still a freelancer on the side, but you're just not working on anything right now? I would say if you labeled it web developer and then underneath you put contractor, it has more of like that hard end to it. You did this one thing and then it was over. Whereas if you put freelance, you could still be a freelancer, but you just don't have any more work right now, Up to you. Otherwise, I think this is solid. Good work, Nick. What up, Danito? Thanks for being here. Well, we're live. I'm glad to have you. As a recruiter, when we see freelance, we unfortunately get turned off, yeah. Yeah, recommend web developer contractor. Yeah. Okay. Let's grab another one. But otherwise, Nick, pretty solid overall. We got another one. The edited version. This is a cool one. This is from our boy Mike. One thing that I need to tell you guys is that even though you're blurring out stuff on your resume, the file name is still your name. So change the file name. Okay. Anyone know where I can share it? Yeah, so it's this link down here. Just email your blurred out resume to me on there and change your file name. Because we all know it's your first and last name. Okay. If you have any questions, just drop them in chat. It's also an AMA type deal. Linda, we're gonna get to your resume. Okay. I think this one's kind of hard to roast because you blurred out almost everything, but yeah, sure, let's do it. So we have experienced manager with strong attention to detail, effective organizational skills, motivated to learn, grow, and excel. I feel like this is expected of you. You know, like this is something they put in the job application of like what they're looking for after the requirements are listed. You know, someone who's motivated to learn, grow, and excel. And you'd think that would be good to say, but when they write that in the job application, it's really just kind of expected of you. So honestly, I think you could take that out and it would still be a strong statement. Excellent interpersonal and collaborative skills. I feel like this is also expected of you as a manager and just an employee that's not a manager. Background in customer service. This could be a turnoff. I don't know. What kind of customer service? Like retail? Were you answering phones? Not that it matters, but you know how sometimes you kind of leave off the jobs you first had when maybe you were younger or you weren't quite where you wanted to be yet in your career. This, could be similar to that. Original content production, this is good. Okay, skills management, this is good. I like the organization here. Organized tasks. Okay, all right, we gotta click the draw button. Organized tasks with what? What sort of software are you organizing with? Microsoft Office. Bro, you can't Bro, you can't list Microsoft Office and then list the programs inside. Come on. Microsoft Office, when you list this, we assume you know everything else that's in it. You don't have to break it out. Okay, yes, like Microsoft Office is a skill. You can list this, but you don't have to like break this one apart specifically. Trello, Slack, I feel like, I don't know if Slack is a skill. It's more like programs that you've used, technologies. Trello, this is more like agile methodologies, and this is a software that you use to use it. Establishing communication, yes, that is a skill, but how do you do that? Overseeing projects, yes, but how do you do that? Like, I'm sure you use Trello and Slack, but is there anything else? Yeah, what does organized tasks mean? If you got this resume and you read this section, you would be like, organized tasks. How? I feel like that's probably what you'd ask. Production, lighting. Okay, that's sound, voiceover, film editing. With what? Film editing is an entire industry. You use in Premiere, DaVinci Resolve. Are you good at color grading too? Are you editing raw footage? Are you editing log footage? This is an industry, my dude. You're just casually dropping an industry as your skill set there. So break it apart. We know you can't do everything. I can't do everything. Nobody can. Break that apart. Equipment maintenance. On what? What sort of equipment? Are you fixing the C-stand for lighting? Are you fixing cameras? Scheduling. I feel like overseeing projects and scheduling are like the same thing said differently. Do you only do CVs for programming? No, this is for like entertainment, video. Contact, email, cell phone. If you wanted to, you could put your LinkedIn here. Education. Okay, so you listed when you started college, so now I can safely assume that in the year 2014, you were probably about 18 years old, and then you finished some sort of secondary education. So, I mean, I have an idea of how old you are, and I'm going to assume you're fairly young, probably the same age as me, since this is like when I graduated college. Assuming this is college and not high school. Don't list high school. Okay, let's come back up. Founder, project. Okay, all right, so you don't want to list founder. You don't want to list that you're self-employed looking for a job. It doesn't look good. Let's go to full screen so we can have a conversation about this for a second. You don't want to be a CEO on your resume. You don't want to be a founder. You don't want to be an owner. You want to be whatever you're doing at that company a majority of the time. So if you're the owner of your own web development business, you're not an owner. You're a web developer doing front end or something like that. You don't want to be a founder or any sort of... You're just going to overqualify yourself. If you apply to another job as a founder, they're going to be like, he's self-employed right now. He has his own company. What's going on? Why does he want to work here? Does he just want to work here because he needs money because his business is failing, so he's not going to really focus on our business. He's just going to use this business to get money to focus on his. Like, think about how that might look. That's what I'm saying. I mean, some people say that, like, it's good that you were entrepreneurial previously or in your past, which in some companies, yeah, but also the companies that, like, look for that are probably looking to take advantage of you, like looking for entrepreneurial-minded people. Okay, so that you can give them ideas and continue to pay you nothing but a salary, and they don't give you any kickback for that. Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. So let's go back, continue the roast here. So like I said, you're not a founder. You're just a project manager at this company. This is all cool. Manage all levels of production. These are all great. Scheduled meetings, interviews, and recording sessions. I don't know. I feel like this is implied with managing all levels of production. Of course you would schedule the meetings if you're managing everything. Ambassador. I've clarified what this means. Like, ambassador to what? Assist guests with exceptional customer service and extensive product knowledge. Is this like... Was this retail? It's hard to... Ambassador to what? Another country? Clearly not, because it was in customer service. What did you do? Take this name off. Studio assistant. That's fair. Equipment supervisor. That's fair. Oversaw and helped direct student projects. This is fine. I think this is all fine. Yeah, I mean, I think that's all there is for this one. Yeah, mostly this is a big one. Take founder off if you're actually using this to apply for another job. Managed all logistics for film shoots. Like what? Like using what? It's so vague. Extensive is spelled wrong. Yes. I think that's it for this one. Let's come back. Mike, hopefully, that was helpful. Oh, we got one with all of the stuff anonymized and the project or the file name is changed. Thank you. How can you get away with putting fake job experience? You don't want to just put that you were, like, don't put that you were a doctor if you were definitely not a doctor. Don't put, don't just make up stuff like that. You got to embellish what you have. You got to really kind of make yourself shine, so to speak. But you can't just put, like, you were an airline pilot when you weren't. Like, don't do that. Don't just make up garbage. We have another screenshot here. It's hard to read just because of the font. That's my main gripe already, but okay, hold. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys can see this. Hopefully you can. So we have personal website, LinkedIn, GitHub. So here's something that I would do would be just like you can remove this link and then just make this personal website here. Make that clickable. Make that the hyperlink. Same thing for GitHub, LinkedIn, email. Make all of these words clickable, and then you don't have to put all this other stuff. Well, email. I guess you have to expand on country and phone, but also take country off. Don't put country. You're going to get discriminated. Don't do that. Unless you're like knowingly applying for a job in like a far time zone away. But I don't know. If the country's not relevant, I mean, you're applying somewhere where you live. Don't put your own country. Weird. Okay, so I would change the font. This is difficult to read. This is a serif font. If you don't know what that is, these little things on the edge of the letters, these little curves, those are serifs. You want sans serif, which means without serif. Anyways, zoom out a little bit. Okay, so software engineer with almost 5 years of experience. I'm always looking for new challenges, sharing my ideas, being part of a multicultural team, working hard, and giving support to my teammates. I feel like all of these things are really nice, but they're kind of expected. So like, I don't know, and it's hard to prove. Like what? Like how do you prove like I was learning from them or I supported my team? Like, how do you prove that? You got a video of you like cheering them on somewhere? I mean, they're expected. Okay, so this is nice. I do have to give credit where credit is due here, okay? So he's a full stack engineer, but front end focused. I think companies will appreciate that. Like, well, what did you do more? Well, he clearly did front end. So that could help. If you were applying later to just a front end job, but you were a full stack engineer before, this might help you. This might give you a little bit of an edge. Tech stack. Oh no. Okay, yeah. So here's the issue. You have both of your jobs here and then down here, but then you have the tech stacks here and here. And there's some redundancies. You know, you got HTML, CSS, right? You got CSS here. So make a section for these skills and then just list all the skills that you've used so far throughout these positions. Also, take this off, freelance, self-employed. You are not a freelancer. You're not self-employed. You're just a contractor for a company you own. Okay? What up, Jeremy? Welcome. Is whitespace a good thing? Try to keep it on one page. It can be a good thing if it like helps readability, though. The description of what you did at the jobs could be a little bit, it could be shortened. Like, I assume this is everything you did at the one job. Pick like your 5 favorite accomplishments that you've had at this job, and that's what I'd list. You don't need every single thing every single day. HR lady is, she's downstairs. Is it professional to make a website after your full name? I mean, if you're applying to a job as your full name, yeah, that might make sense. Yeah, see, like down here, you have your duties, which is explained what you did, and it makes sense. But then up here, you're just like, nah, bullet point, nah, bullet point. The features that these apps could contain are, I think you could save this for the conversation when you get pulled into an interview, because they'll be like, oh, that's cool, you did this, this, and this. What could it do? And then you can just tell them that it did all these things. Okay. Do you check resumes that are not redacted if we're okay with it? I don't want to do that. I don't want some creep from chat trying to dox other people, you know. So please redact. Okay, hold on. We'll go here. All right, let's look at another one. I assume this is not a U.S. candidate. This is a good example, actually. We'll use this. Could contain. It could contain. Yeah, I noticed that too. It's very strange wording. Right. Where do we submit the resumes? It's this email here. Right there. Just making sure we're not doxing here. Okay. Go back to it. Okay, so they actually blurred their own picture. I can appreciate that because I know that probably took a second, so thank you. I got a nice job at a bank and a good salary. Keith, that's awesome. I'm glad. Good to hear. Thanks, Moggy. Appreciate it. You've been filming from the new house you've built? Yes, where I'm at currently. So, in the U.S., take this off. You don't need a picture, but I'm assuming you're not from the U.S. because you have your country listed here, which could help you if you're in Europe. I understand that if you're in like the Netherlands and you're applying to like a job in Germany, you know, this might be of importance for legal reasons and paperwork and stuff. But if you're in the U.S., don't list your country, or like definitely never list your country of origin if you're in the U.S. applying to a job in the U.S. If you think you need a visa, still don't put that. Just tell them that you need a visa. Don't put your country of origin and let people discriminate, okay? So, for the EU, yeah, you can keep it. For the EU, you can keep the photo. US, take this off. All right, let's see what we got here. Building and maintaining creative technologies for mapping and mobility and geo solutions. This is like bars that contain features such as fleet management, real-time monitoring, reporting, dashboard, statistics. Like I could just organize this maybe make this slightly more readable. I read this like section and I still don't really know what you do. Mapping and mobility and geo solutions. I mean, I have an idea of what you do, but this is buzzword full, that's for sure. You have the skills that you use at your job, that's fine. But you don't have a skills section, so that's kind of weird. You just have your skills highlighted at every single job. Once again, you're going to have the same problem. You're going to have redundancies. Now you're just taking up extra space on a resume for no reason. You have Angular here. You have Angular here, right? You got Node.js here. You got Node.js here. Just make a skills section and avoid all this. You don't have to. If you want to include the skills that you had at your job, put them here. Like put like a little skills section right here, and then just list a few of the skills you used at that job. But you don't have to do this. Like use it in a sentence and then make it bold. Like again, this is my opinion, but you're just taking up space for no reason, and you're being redundant. Anything I should do as a sophomore to be more employable once I graduate? What are you graduating with? Yeah, there's no skills section on this resume, which is kind of odd because a lot of HR people are going to be like, okay, what were the skills that were in the job application I posted? I don't even remember. I don't know what these people do. Okay, what is his resume? Okay, do the skills and buzzwords match? Okay, they match. I'm going to go ahead and further this on to the hiring manager or something, right? That's how it works. And then honestly, I think you could probably take all of your, I don't know, just leave one of your interns, but you could take these off. Also, in my personal opinion, we can discuss this full screen because some people, hold on, actually, let me go back. You see this word intern, okay? In my opinion, don't use it. You don't need to tell people You don't need to tell people that you're an intern, okay? Part-time, full-time, in school, working, who cares? Why do they need to know you're an intern? You're a part-time software engineer, as far as I'm concerned. You weren't some student engineer. What's the difference between being a student engineer and being a junior engineer fresh out of college? Nothing, right? You just part-time software engineering. You're not an intern. They're just going to use this word in your resume to lowball you. Oh, you were an intern before? Okay, we could give him a lower salary because it's his first true salary and it's not his intern pay or whatever, right? Like, they'll use this against you. How many times are you going to be an intern, man? When do you start becoming an actual software developer? Because as far as I'm concerned, it looks like you have been for a while, but you've just been calling yourself an intern. Why are you doing that disservice to yourself? I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, like, they're going to use this against you. Yeah, I mean, what if you were working full time even though you were still in school, like over the summer or something? Just got a new job, and your video about salary really helped me. Got me $1,000 more than I expected. Right on. Thank you, Joseph, for the 10 months. Glad to have you. Love the content. Java dev in Eastern Europe with a few years of experience. I want to switch to Golang. Should I apply for junior jobs? I don't know. I would probably just try to transfer over or find a job in Eastern Europe that maybe uses both or is switching to Golang. Okay, we'll come back. Projects, an e-commerce app that we can't see, a bulk email app that we also can't see, this that we also can't see. I know how old you are. You put when you started the National Engineering School here in 2010. I'm going to guess you're pretty young back then. Now you're a boomer like me. So take this off. Just put the years that you finished school. Don't put the years you started school. It's irrelevant. Why they need to know that? It just tells them how old you are. Or how long it took you to finish school. Like, if you start in 2010, finish in 2018, maybe you had a couple rough years in between. You know, they're not going to know that. They're not going to know what happened. They're going to be like, damn, it took this person like 8 years to graduate? Holy crap, we're not hiring this person. You can't commit to anything. So, just put the year you graduate. It makes more sense to put intern with the dates because it's so small. Okay, I mean, that's a good point, but maybe instead of putting intern, put co-op or something. Because that's what it looks like. Like June to August, that's just summer job, part-time summer job. Where do we send the CV? It's to my email, grindreel@gmail.com. It's in the description. And then if you wanted, you could have like a little summary. I think this would be a nice spot. Professional experience, and then just have like a little blurb about what you did. Okay, let's go back. What about putting the month you graduated as well? I don't know why they need to know. Why is it relevant? What if it took you 4 years? Then can you put the date? If it took you 4 years, that's great. You can put the dates you started. But then I know you were 18 years old, most likely the date you started, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you started college. Like, okay, we'll do another one. Roast my resume. This is okay from Max. Is this a 3-page resume? Are you going? You want me to download? Oh, it's 2 pages. That's not much better. Okay. And then you have like a bottom section of the second page. I know you guys can't see it, but it's like, hold on. How are you gonna send me the resume, but then just have like a third of the page actually redacted? Just take that off. Hold. Let me show you what we're working with here. this. How am I supposed to honestly critique this? What is this section? Okay. Internship. I mean, that's a pretty long internship from January 2017 to August 2017. I mean, that's like a job. That's like when you could start looking for, new full-time position. I would say at that point you were just a part-time. This is a regular job. I've seen people swap jobs, like full-time jobs, not interns, shorter than this. I think the description is fine, though. Education, computer. Okay, all right. Look, so here's something we can talk about real quick. You don't have to describe what computer science is in your education section. If you're applying to the job that wants computer science, I'm going to bet chances are they probably already know what computer science does. And they are expecting these bullet points that you've listed to be in your program. So I feel like you can just take this whole section off. You don't need it, and then you could probably fit it all on one page. This is, and then also, you went to college for 2 years, so now I know you probably dropped out, and now I can judge you. So, don't let them do that. Just put the last date you were in college. Okay, if you dropped out, just put the last month you were there, okay? And then if they ask you, did you drop out? You're like, well, I actually just had some things come up. And hold on, actually, let me do this full screen with the boomer voice. If they ask you about that, I just had some things come up in life while I was in college, and turns out I was already fairly ahead of my, colleagues in class, my peers, and I ended up just getting a software job instead, and, I've just been working ever since, yeah, I know I don't have the degree, but I'm open to taking any code tests or assessments you'd like me to take, so I can prove my ability to your company. Something like that, just real. It doesn't matter if you dropped out. It really doesn't. Just tell them you're open to taking an assessment to prove your skills. $99. Holy crap. Thank you. That is incredible. Thank you. Why? We're just reviewing resumes. Oh, man. Thank you. Okay. Let me... actually, I got to swap to the other page because this is a multi-page resume with a third of it redacted. Hold on. Okay. We'll come back here. So, this is the front page of his resume. What is your take on unpaid overtime? Why would you do that to yourself? Why? I mean, what? Only work overtime if you're going to be rewarded for it, and the reward can't be you get to keep your job. Okay, don't work unpaid overtime. Loyalty's a joke. You'll see lots of companies talk about loyalty, and they'll use the recession or whatever, the upcoming recession. They'll be like, loyalty might start playing a factor in who we keep around here because the recession's coming. We might not be able to afford everyone. That's just like gaslighting, manipulation. Loyalty is a meme, and your loyalty matters to them until it doesn't. So, all right, thank you for coming to my TED Talk on that. We'll come back to this. So, employment history is where you start off. There's no skills section. I mean, I suppose you could do it this way, but again, you have redundancies. You have React here, React here, React here, and you have freelancer here. You are not a freelancer, okay? You're a contractor. Web developer, that's fine. I mean, don't you think it would be helpful if you just had like a little section above your employment history that just had all of these together? And then you don't have to do this 3 times when you have a lot of the same stuff. Okay. I think this is fine. But You need a skills section, and you got a lot of white space. I feel like you could fit these 2 pages so far on this 1 page, especially because none of us know what that mystical section is. That's all just, redacted, just a big block. Okay, we'll go back. All right, I said I'd roast Linda. She says she has a boomer CV. I don't see it. I typed Linda into my email. It's not in there. Hey, React Andy, what is that? I'm not gonna do this one. It's not blurred out. It's actually pretty decent. I think it could just use a slight amount of formatting, and it needs to be blurred. So give me a second. And change the file name that you upload to the email. Change it to just anonymous resume or whatever. I keep having to download your file, hit F2, and then rename it because you're doxing yourself in the file name. Can you roast your own resume? I guess I could. I think my resume is all right. It has all the things that I'm critiquing. Just blurring out obvious info here. Hold on. Sorry, it's kind of slow when I got to do this. All right, I think this is a good example of just a really simple resume, and I think you guys could benefit from this. So let's see. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, here we go. I'm just looking at questions. How many resumes are you looking at? We're just going for like an hour or so. All right, so we have an individual pursuing further and adaptable experience in the technical infrastructure world. I feel like this is jargony. An individual pursuing, what else would you be? A robot pursuing further and adaptable experience? Are you multiple people? Like you could just say, I'm currently pursuing, I don't know, looking to learn more about the technical infrastructure world or something like that. I don't know, it just feels weird. Is this sentence not weird to you? An individual pursuing, it's like you're talking about yourself in third person or something. Just strange. Where's the intern? I think the intern is asleep. I think the skills section, this is fine. Okay, all right. I take it back. I spoke too soon. Communication and documentation. With what? What? You're communicating and you're documenting with what? Lots of people do that. This is more like a statement than a skill. Monitoring and management tools. You know how many tools there are in the IT world that do these things? This isn't fair. You can't say that. You got to put what you used. Like this section, you have Windows 10, 7, 8.1, 8, Vista, XP. Just put Windows operating systems. Probably get away with that. And then when they need to know which ones, you can tell them which ones. But unless you're applying to a job that wants Vista specifically, then I don't know, delete these and just leave Vista. Or put the other ones. I'd probably just put Windows operating systems and then later you can specify. I think these are fine. You'll notice on this one, if you haven't already, is that there's no education. There's no education on here, yet this person still has been able to maintain employment here. So, like, I know you guys, a lot of you, like, worry about, well, what if I dropped out? What if I didn't go to college? Can you still get a job? Yes, you can. This is what that looks like. If you don't have an education, you don't have to, like, sit there and pretend like you do, You just put what you know. But, at this point, there's a lot of experience on the resume, So, if you were just starting and you don't have an education, then your education section is going to be your portfolio section. That's how it has to be. If you do have an education, you should also have a portfolio too, by the way. But anyways, we'll go to the next one. Tailored for IT jobs. Is this anonymous? Okay. You can't make me read a book for your resume. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. My live chat freeze? Was there just nobody at the stream? All right. Anyways, let's go here. We got Eric. Details taken away. Web developer intern for a few months. I suppose that makes sense. You could probably just... Yeah, I don't know. You probably don't want to put part-time, do you? I guess you can leave it in this case. I know I'm really... Like, earlier in the stream, I was real harsh on intern, but they're going to ask you, why did you only work from March to June? So you could leave intern, you could put... I don't know. You could tell them that you're an intern later when you get to the interview. Okay, so I feel like this one is real vague. Made changes, updates to web pages. Yes, you are a web developer. I could see that being something you do. You know what I mean? What does that mean? Made websites using these things. I think you might get popped for saying jQuery languages, especially if you get like some elitist engineer hiring manager. jQuery is not a language, okay? It is a library. Well, yeah, there are people that do that. He might just throw this in the trash because you put jQuery languages. Reconfigured servers. So instead of having a skills section, you choose once again to do what the other people are doing, which is list the skills you used as you use them. Except this time they're not even in bold. So, in my opinion, make a little section here. Call it skills. And then just list all the programs that you can think of. Not all of them. Like, don't make it too long, but, have a skills section here, 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 and then underneath. You have JavaScript, CSS, HTML, whatever, front end, right? Over here on the back end, you can... Over here on the back end, you put what you use and then project stuff. Everybody is putting when they went to college. Stop telling me what year you started college. I don't need to know that. I'm going to use it against you to be ageist. Not everyone will, but they could. Okay, that's why you don't do it. Ageism, I don't know. So PC repair, software diagnosis. You're listing these as skills. These are skills, but this sounds like the small business down the road from my house, like on the corner, right? PC repair and software diagnosis. The stores that you pass by in the mini malls. Like, what does that mean? So generic, so vague. If I have a virus, or I think I do, in my computer, do I just take it to you and you'll repair my PC? What does that mean? Configuring devices. Did you turn on your iPhone from factory, restarting it? Like, what does that mean? iOS. That's a large claim. I can't believe you wouldn't expand on iOS. What about iOS? Can you program applications for it, or can you just use a Mac? What does that mean? One sec. let's come back. If you don't put the years, they think you have a gap and you did nothing. What? No, you just put the year that you graduated or the last year that you were in college. Only list relevant skills to the job. Yes. Ideally, yes. If you put like you're very skilled at rock climbing, I mean, and you're applying to be a developer, why do they care? That doesn't help them make money. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I mean, look at all this redundancy. Desktop support. There's all sorts of desktop support. Basic networking. How basic is basic? You just need to expand. I'm sure you get the gist of it by now. Also, at the bottom, can we talk about this? Who's going to read this? Who has read this since I've had this up in the chat? Has anyone? I bet no one has. Or maybe they have, but I didn't even get to this yet. And I'm already like, ugh. Relevant experience. Okay, so this is a section that you don't have bold or highlighted in any way. Building and troubleshooting computers. That is a section that's not highlighted or bold or anyway. The same thing down here. Graduated on the dean's list. Okay, then where's your GPA? It might matter. You can lead the team at the rock climbing workplace culture party. True. True. You called me out on that. Networking project. Built a secure network for 6 end users. Can I see it? Do you got proof? You're claiming a lot. Let me see it. Utilize test lab or utilize test out lab sim to build computers from scratch. I don't know. If you're a web dev, it's cool that you can build desktops, but I don't know. This is more like of a hardware thing. Unless you're doing like hardware programming, firmware programming, you're doing hardware automation or something, then this could help you out. But like if you're just doing JavaScript and CSS, like this doesn't matter too much. Okay, so a clear understanding of technical information, technical issues, and excellent organizational skills. You can remove one of these technicals. Go through your resume and look for repeating words, okay? And then try to make them different. Yeah, this is weird. Good call. Yeah, someone in the chat said do not include the number 6. Correct. Right here. Write out the number 6. Don't mix your letters and numbers like this, especially if you're writing a long description for something. If you want, you could put this in parentheses next to it to clarify. I think it's pretty clear already. Managed client accounts, managed emails, and domains. How many of you people think that this is the same thing and he's trying to get a 2-for-1 here? Jacob, I appreciate that. I've been trying to do like a live stream a week, but I think if I do too many, I don't particularly think that I'm that exciting, so I try to limit it to like once a week, or I'll just get old. Oversaw backend development using PHP. Oversaw, like, does that mean you coded the PHP, or you just watched other people do it and told them when they messed up and celebrated when they did good? What does that mean? Okay, so if you're going to claim efficiency, you're going to be like, I optimized our website, made this application more efficient. Then give a number, dude. Companies, they lose their mind over efficiency. Like, I optimized the application by 36%. Like, you don't even have to say what you optimized. Just be like, I optimized it 40%. Optimized what? I don't know, 40%. They just love. Anytime you can talk about saving money and dollars saved and percentages of efficiency that you've increased or you've decreased the time something takes, you know, they love that stuff. The red is so red. Yeah, it's pretty hard to look at. I think this is good for this one. All right, here's one that has some issues. Someone said, I quit today. Please give me a resume review. Yeah, we'll help you out. We'll help you out. Give us just a second here. Put quiet lo-fi music on the background to fill up spaces for live streams. I have that sometimes, and then I don't have a playlist that's long enough. I'll do it next time. Good idea. How many resumes have been sent? You should see my email. I could probably click next page 3 or 4 times with like 100 results. Okay. I'm going to have to blur a little bit, so ask some questions. $200. Thank you. So much thank you for. I used to be a corporate simp, but you opened my eyes. You know, you don't have to say that you were that, but I was that too. I understand. Also, a better team lead for my subordinates. You know, I appreciate that. I'm glad. I'm glad people can get something from my content. Thank you, Singularity Raptor. How you doing? What up, Mill Mike? There's all the info on this, so I gotta blur it. It's just taking me a second. What's your email? It's this. This is where you send it. I massively appreciate that this isn't edited for you. In what way? You mean like it's not a pre-recorded video? Okay, I think we've blurred enough. Make sure. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right. Did you code your site yourself? I used to. First I coded it myself, and then I didn't want to deal with all the security issues, so I made a WordPress. And then I still didn't want to deal with all the security issues of WordPress, so I just moved to Gumroad and redesigned the page in their CSS editor to look like mine. And then I redirected the C name from my domain to go to the Gumroad, so now I have my own domain connected there. So it's not my website, it's just a redirect pretty much. All right, yeah, so anyways, we're in here. So you have one job. Okay, first of all, let's talk about how this looks. The first thing we see is your work experience, and you list it as freelance web design. You're going to get less credit for this, just in general. Freelancers are just... I could be speaking out of my ass, so correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're applying for jobs, most of the time, freelancers are kind of seen as like, what's gone wrong with your freelancing to make you want to come back to corporate? Why would anyone want to come back to corporate, you know? So honestly, like, put your full-time employment up here. Don't tell me how much you've been freelancing first. You know, tell me what you actually been doing, like where you've been working at a company, which is this one here at the bottom. This is just a basic like typo here. Lots of education. This could be at the bottom. And then this, obviously, this is not references. This is the skills section. 1 second. Thank you, Ron. Ron. That wasn't it. Thank you for the 50, Ron. Appreciate you. Degree project. You don't have to... I mean, I know it's a big deal. Like, in Europe, you got to do, like, degree projects. I had to do one, too. But, like, where's the link? Where's the link? Make this a link. Let me click this. Let me see it. The horizontal spaces do not look aesthetic, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you're awesome. I appreciate the advice in your videos. Thanks. If you have a freelance portfolio, it's a good idea to put links to it in a resume. Yeah, but like, how modern is your freelance portfolio? Like, are you hustling on the side while you're looking for a full-time job? Because they won't like that. Most full-time jobs don't like if you have a part-time job and you're looking for a full-time job. Can I add one thing? In the UK, the recruiters usually like a personal statement at the top that introduces you. Yeah, like up here, you'd have a personal statement saying, "My name is Martin, and this is what I do." Like, you have your titles here, but honestly, you could take one of these off. Software engineer contains the title full stack web developer. Software engineer is kind of like the overarching title if you do programming stuff, pretty much, or IT stuff. I mean, I don't want to say IT stuff, but it's a pretty vague title. Like, if you're a software engineer, then yeah, you definitely could be a full stack web developer. You know, like, I don't know. It's kind of a redundant title there. I don't know how much this means in the UK, to be honest. I don't know if these matter when it comes to getting a job. Like, you already had a full-time job now. Like, you've made it through college. You've done the competitions. You've got a lot of education. Like, it should be about your experience now at this point, because according to this, you've been employed for 4 years. So, I mean, you could probably try and find a way to shrink down this education section. Can I click this? Can I click this? Can I click this? Make this clickable. Yeah, I think that's it for this one. What's the email? The email is for here. We'll do like 1 or 2 more. Like AP Computer Science? Oh, okay. Like, this education stuff, I guess we can go back for a second. This education stuff matters when you don't have your first job, right? It's all about education and all about portfolio. So if you have both, great. If you don't have an education, put your portfolio. If you have an education without a portfolio, make a portfolio. Okay? Make every word clickable. No, I mean, come on, Richard. Make the things that you're talking about in terms of your applications or your websites or your projects, like, let me find them fairly easy. Don't make me go to your website down here and then click around and try to find, oh, what was it? Was it the coffee bean one that I wanted to look for? Okay, now let me go here. Find coffee bean. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is it. You know, don't make me do that. They're not going to do that. Just let me click on coffee bean. Oh, that's cool. This is what it does. Okay, let's go back. How is everyone today? I haven't stopped and asked that. How's everyone doing? Am I being too rude? Am I being too monotone? I know I can get that way. It's kind of my personality. I have to make a special effort to be charismatic. The education thing, in my experience, depends on the company. If you apply for a management role or a tech lead, it can definitely make a difference. I think the education can definitely make a difference, but the education for management at a company would not be your high school education that they're looking at. They'd be looking at, like, where's your master's in business? Where's your certificate of management or whatever, right? It wouldn't be your accomplishments when you were in 9th grade. Doing all right, using this for motivation. Patrick, get your ass up and get those things done that you need to do. Okay? No, but seriously, if you're not feeling it, I get it. But also, you know, probably do those things. Mohammed, Taymor, awesome, good to have you. What is the best job to build social skills? Probably go be like a car salesman. You'll learn how to make people mad as well. Thanks, I had a second job since then, so I can swap out all the education with that at the top. Great feedback. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, Martin. Obviously, the big one here, you have references twice. References here, right? Fix that. All right, let's go to another one. Do you think being almost 40 or 40 plus year old affects getting a job in programming, even if 10 plus years experience? Okay, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword. If you say you have 15 years experience of doing something, okay, well, people are going to assume like the earliest you probably started doing that was 16, and then maybe you're 30 years old, which seems pretty unlikely. So if you put that on your resume, I got 25 years experience. Okay, so you're at least 25 years old. So you're probably real old. I mean, you know, if you were born, you know. Yeah, okay, anyways. Yeah, just use like your past 7 years, 5 years experience on your resume. You don't have to list the past lifetime. Yeah. Okay, let me go back. All right, this is a good one. This is a good one. Yeah, let's use this one. I like it. Thank you for blurring everything out. Except for the... Hold. How do I download this? Is this a picture? Okay. Wait, you sent me another one. Please use this one. Okay, I'll use this one. Happening in real time. What are you doing these days? Still coding? No, I don't. Ride motorcycles. What if you've only worked 4 jobs in 25 years? I don't know why that matters. Ruru, what's up? Thanks for being here. Happy to have you. This is a good resume. It's just formatted poorly, in my opinion. And it's just my opinion. You could give me the middle finger and I'll be okay with that. But I'm telling you, from my first time seeing this, which I know you haven't seen yet, it's very difficult to read. Like I can see that there's some. Okay, let me just here. I'm building it up too much. Let me just show you guys. You see what I'm saying? When you guys first look at this, when everyone looks at this, you know it's packed with detail, but like it's hard to read. And I know it's a JPEG, so we're losing quality here, but utilize some white space. Okay, this is how we know you're definitely an engineer and not a designer. No, I'm just kidding. That's mean. I'm just being mean. I'm just joking. I take it back. So let's look at this. Preferred work location, remote. I don't know if I would specify that. I would specify on demand, like if needed. I mean, they're a senior software engineer. They've clearly been employed longer than I was a programmer, so it feels a little bit like imposter syndrome critiquing this. I got to be honest with myself, but don't you think at least this technical experience section could be organized? Also, you're in the United States, Fairfax, Virginia. So this may affect your results. It should not affect your results, but people discriminate. People are racist. People are just generally douchebags. They like to judge a book by its cover, you know? So it's up to you if you want to put this. But if you're in the US, this shouldn't be relevant. I think this personal profile is fine, but you could probably shorten this sentence and fit it underneath here, above this black line. Other skills. I don't know if I'd use the word other. I'd probably just put miscellaneous and then have a section for that. Courses enjoyed the most. I don't know. I mean, maybe you get a hiring manager that goes, "Wow, I really enjoyed concurrent and distributed systems as well. We have so much in common. Bring her in." That might happen. It may, it could possibly happen, but I don't think it'll happen. So you could leave these if you want. Certified Scrum Master. Now your team hates you. Nobody likes the Scrum Master. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to put education history, really. Just put education. You could leave it at that, I think. I'm keeping the pic. It's too funny. Okay, you can keep it. It's fine. I think these are fine. Could we... You don't have a portfolio in here, which you don't need one because you're senior software engineer. I mean, you do need one, but like... It'd be cool to see some of what you've done is what I'm saying. Like, clearly you have the experience, you have the education, the proof is in the pudding. But let me see some of what you made. Let me see some. We have testing, cloud, automation. I mean, when I look at your technical experience, it looks like you are an entire IT department to me. Like, you're a wizard. State management. Okay, if you're gonna be doing React and Redux and Apollo, I feel like state management is expected of you. That's part of using these things. I don't know if you know, and you're a senior, so anyone who's hiring you would know that state management is also a part of using these. So I don't know if you need to include that. Operating systems, Unix and Linux. Come on, you know Windows too. You know iOS too. Don't lie. Everybody knows Windows and Mac, and you put Linux. Come on. You really only use Linux? Maybe you're that person, which is fine. No judgment here. Safe space. I feel like it might help you to put iOS and Windows though. But also, can we just get some spacing? Let's just get a little bit of spacing. I think that's it pretty much. Nah, I hate Windows, won't touch it. Okay, but you know how if you needed to. That's what we're saying. If you had to use Windows, you probably could, even though you hate it. So it might help you out to list it. They say that the photo is too funny, so they're not going to take it off. And you know what? More power to you. You do what you want. And besides, honestly, if someone doesn't want like you to work there because of what you look like, do you honestly want to work with those POSs? Personally, I wouldn't. Like, oh, you rejected me because of my picture. Wow, you're probably a douche. I don't want to work here anymore. You know, like. Okay. I think we're good. Is it your current job at the top or at the bottom? I'll add spacing and rename the headers. Okay. Trying to get a job with this. I think this is a good one. I'll show this one. I don't even know what any of this means, but thanks for these folks. I get to use an iPhone, iPad, and YouTube. Hey, you know what, Gen X? You're welcome. You're perfectly welcome here, even if this is just whooshing over you. It would be nice if you did streams like this a bit more often. We're trying to do once a week right now. Because honestly, if people discriminate based on how you look, you don't want to work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right, I think it's all blurred already, so thank you for that, by the way. Okay. Where do we send them? To this email here, but this is, I'm probably just going to do like this one, or the 10 USD question is pretty good. Did I miss one? I'm so sorry. Oh. Pat Stebbins, Polish passport, says, worked 2 remote full-time jobs at the same time for 6 months this year. Left one out on my resume, but how do I navigate the issue of employment history background check showing I worked 2 full-time jobs? I mean, it's going to show it, and you're just going to have to be like, but now I don't. But here's the thing. Background checks, correct me if I'm wrong, HR lady, okay? All right. Background checks are generally checking like your criminal record. Dates of employment, she says. Job titles. Criminal record. Up to the last 7 years of your criminal record. Oh yeah, and they can verify if you have a degree or not. How many more ands? Okay, and they can verify your salary, but only if you sign a paper that says they can ask your previous employer for your salary to verify it. So if they give you a background check paper that says, hey, can we run a background check? Obviously, you normally consent to those things, but you should read it to make sure that there's nothing in there in the fine print that says we will be verifying your previous salary. Because, I mean, don't let them verify your salary because it's bullshit that shouldn't be used against you, right? Like different companies have different budgets, your value is different where you go. Sorry, we're okay. Will background check show arrests? Yes. I don't have a criminal record. Will a corporation still hire you? Yes. Even if you do have a criminal record, you still have a chance at being employed. Like, not all is lost. I think, honestly, it would be better if you have a criminal record, if you went to them beforehand, because you're going to get a background check. Yeah, so HR lady is saying if you have a DUI and you're applying to like a trucking position, they're probably not going to hire you. But if, you've done something, yeah, if you're at a desk job, programming, does a background check show bankruptcy? Probably, yeah. I would say. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's jump into this resume here. It's probably be the last one. Okay. Here we go. So we have experience at the top. It's fine. I'd probably put skills at the top, but I think it's okay. But I'll just put the arrow there. Anyways, I'd probably swap these two. Projects. Okay, I wouldn't swap them. I just bring skills up here and leave it as is. This is clickable. That's cool. Yeah, like this. This is great. This is great. Look, organized, readable, makes sense. Soft skills, public speaking. I don't know if I'd put soft skills as a section. I feel like public speaking, yeah, it's good, but business entrepreneurship. I don't know if that's a soft skill. That's like a degree. High emotional IQ. Weird flex. Design thinker. Could be good. I know. Look, I know. I'm being like a little facetious, I guess. But like some people, what is it called? Emotional intelligence. Like some jobs are like looking for. They'll list that like someone with high or good emotional intelligence. So I'm pretty sure that's what you mean here. You don't have to put batch of 2016. It's kind of strange. Also, you can remove when you started in 2016, and we can assume you just graduated. So yeah, I definitely know that you took what, 6 years to graduate? Why'd it take you so long to graduate, old man? Huh? From 2016 to 2022. What are you doing? Okay? No judgment here. It's a joke, by the way. Certifications, it might matter, it might not. The thing with certifications, like JavaScript Free Code Camp, I don't want to discount Free Code Camp or anything, because like I think they're a cool site. They offer a lot of great information. The issue with certifications is there's no like when you take the test at the end or when you build the project at the end, There's no like test proctor to prove that you did it yourself, to prove that you know the things. In these certificate courses, you kind of just like click the multiple choice that it lets you retake 1,000 times, and then you click next. You know, it's not the same. It's not the same thing as having, you know, you went in, you took a test, you couldn't cheat or anything like that. Josh almost did the boomer voice again. We also put legal status in your country. No. HR lady says they'll ask if they want to know. Or if they need to know. Certifications mean more in like general IT or cybersec, not dev work, yeah. Because anyone can go like, you know, on Udemy or something and get a Udemy certificate. But what are the requirements? All you do is just push the next button 50 times and you're like, great, I have a certificate in JavaScript development now. Like, what does that mean? So companies know this. So, I mean, this is great, but if they give you an assessment, can you prove what you know? I think you have all of these on here. Like, you'll be fine, right? DigitalOcean Hacktoberfest, multiple years in a row, on fire. So I'm sure you'll do fine with whatever they give you. I think it's fine. Tools. You listed Linux as a tool. I suppose it's a tool and many other things. Okay. All right, that was the last one. I know. We could go forever, and everyone wants me to do theirs. I'm sorry. I don't have time to do all of it. I think that's it. So, Linda, I will find yours if you send it to me under your name, and I will review it and send it back to you after the live. Thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you for sending it in. Maybe next time we do this, I won't take any more, and we'll just go through the ones that have been sent that didn't get looked at. I think that's it. So if you learned a thing or two, click the like button, I guess. I don't know if that matters during a live, to be honest. Am I forgetting anything? I might be live on Twitch tomorrow or later today. I've been playing War Thunder or Enlisted. You guys probably don't care. 100% chance you don't care. But I'll be there. You can, ask questions and stuff. So it'll be on Twitch. So anyways, I'll see you guys later. And I'm just looking for any last minute questions. Does it make sense to write a cover letter if it's optional? Yeah. Just have a copy paste one, toss in there. Desubscribed. Oh, Hubertus, you better resubscribe. Okay, all right. We start streaming on Twitch. We will. I'll be there playing some video games if you want to play video games. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I appreciate you. I think that's it. I'll see you guys